Yo, what is up, everybody? My name is The Cove, and I'm here, lucky enough today to be able to bring you Wacky Races. We'll see if my EverDrive actually resets. It does, good. I'm lucky enough to be here because Mannix decided to pad his estimate a lot and then get really good at the Mega Man Game Boy games. So that opened up a slot for me to sneak in and play some Wacky Races for you guys. So this game, let's get started. This game was actually based off a cartoon from like the late 60s. And so it's like its 50th anniversary this year, I think. Or 40th. I can never remember if it's the 60s or 70s. That's not important. You actually play Muttley, the bad guy, or one of the two bad guys of the show. And he starts out with a bite attack that we get rid of ASAP here to grab some bombs. There's also a projectile attack you can grab, but we're not going to grab that at all in the run. It is theoretically faster, that is what the TAS uses, but it's not RTA viable yet. And then we also grabbed an ability real quick to allow Muttley to kind of float here. That will help him pretty much just avoid taking damage or avoid taking hits and be able to float to areas that a normal jump wouldn't get him to. But we pretty much have all of the abilities we need for the rest of the run already. Now all we're going to be trying to do is we're going to try to get to each boss with 3 or 4 bones. So you see we have on the bottom there, you can see there's an arrow over the heart. Which is it'll refill your hearts, and if you have less than 6 hearts, it will give Muttley an additional heart. So we started at 3, we're already up to 5. And so we'll be able to do that one more time in the next level to get to 6, and then we'll be maxed out on health as well. We're off to the desert. Each of the bosses in this game are actually one of the original, like what I would consider the protagonists of the cartoon. And I would say by far the main challenge of this game, or the hardest part about being fast in this game, is all about leg management. You need to be killing enemies as soon as you can once they get on the screen. Because anytime there's more than one on the screen, you'll start to get lag. So there's our 6th heart that we're going to grab. The other thing you have to keep in mind is Muttley's bomb actually causes lag too. So when you need to make sure that you're not missing a lot of shots, that you're not just throwing your bomb haphazardly, because that can actually cause some lag too. Do our little Super Mario get above the level just to walk through it. We do want to grab this. So each boss has 2 forms. It's usually one form that's pretty easy, and then they add something to the second form. Yo, what's up, Bucks? First 2 levels went pretty well. Just a couple small mistakes, but nothing we can't live with. This, I think, is probably like... This is definitely one of the tougher levels to play optimally. The enemies that spawn in these 2 like sub-stages are pretty tough to kill like as optimally as possible. I find myself, I love the music in this game too. Like I find myself just rocking out to the music and forgetting or not even really paying attention to the game, which can be good or bad. Like I find if it puts me in the zone, it's a really good thing, but there are obviously times where that's not the best thing to be doing. Sorry, Crazy 8 Boy. They're the ones throwing stuff at me. I would love to just run past them. Okay, on to kind of the interlude area. Some areas have more than just the 2 substages. And here we are. This boss's second form is one of the easiest in the entire game. All you do is sit here and mash, shoot 5 times, and then just do some jump shots, and you're good. Easy peasy. So that was the A stages. We're off to the B stages. There are 10 levels in this game. These mole guys are a little frustrating. They stay underground for a random amount of time, so it's really hard to be able to say, okay, now I'm gonna kill them, because they may or may not come out of the ground. They can only be hit when they're peeking their head out of the ground. Yeah, I had never heard of this game. I didn't even know this game really existed until it was in the Big 20 this spring, and I fell in love with this sucker. It is so much fun. Now we have whales trying to stop us. It's funny, they do all the old tropes for video games. There's water right here. We're actually in the water swimming around next level. There's an ice physics level. There's it's pretty funny that they don't really leave many of the tropes out here. You can't kill the whales. The whales are one of the few enemies in here that you can't kill. This boss is actually... The second form of this boss is really tough to do correctly, casually. It's definitely not easy with the speedrun either, but... I would say it's definitely not as bad as some of the other bosses. Okay, that was a good boss kill. So this is the underwater level. This is the one level that I always have to tell myself before, hold down. Every level except for this one, you want to hold right to start. And this one, if you hold right, you're just going to swim right into a wall. And one thing that it took me a while to actually figure out in this game, you need to hold A. If you hold A, for some reason it's like a turbo. Under the water, just only in the water. And if you don't use it, you go a lot slower. So you save about 10 to 15 seconds on this stage just by holding A through it. I remember watching the world record and I was like, I don't see what I'm doing wrong. Like, how am I like 12 seconds behind the world record time on this stage? And sure enough, it's half the whole day. This level is pretty easy and straightforward, though. We're almost at the boss already. This boss is the roughest boss to quick kill in the game. We'll try to get a quick kill. There's not even a visual cue for it, though, so it could be a little rough. Okay, let's see what happens here. When Pat Pending, who is this guy, goes up, these bombs right here, you need to get damage boosted up to hit him. I think it's a him. I don't even know. There, we got one. And then we missed the next shot, so that's still a good kill. It definitely wasn't the fastest kill, but it was good. Ah, I see what you did there, Zuma. I'm not sure why there's a candy level in this stage, or in this game, but no, it was not my best throw. But. Whew. So I just got really scared that we were gonna fall in a pit there. I decided we were going to take the half a second slowdown to make sure we weren't going to do that. Almost to this boss again already. So we went, B2 had the worst boss, I would say, in the game. I think this one is definitely one of the absolute easiest bosses in the game. You just need to dodge this first shot here, and then you just pretty much keep jumping and through nice and easy. So we got 4 more stages left. And here is the ice physics stage. Luckily, if we just keep moving, it doesn't really affect us that much. It just affects stopping, which we don't really want to do in a speedrun. And what do you have after ice? Obviously clouds. So this stage, I'm not jumping. We are bouncing on these clouds. And so you kind of have to plan out your movements and what you're doing very carefully. Well, we'll go down, I guess. I haven't taken that path ever, I don't think. But that was pretty good, though. Yeah, it's definitely, Kyle, it's definitely like a new type of mechanic you don't see in a lot of games, for sure. I would say the C stages as a whole are definitely tougher to do optimally than the other stages. But a few of these aren't too terribly bad. These flower enemies are a little unique with the game, where once they get on screen, if you press the A button, the jump button, they will jump straight in the air. If you actually if you press the B button first, when they get on the screen, they'll jump away from you and then jump back. And so it's definitely interesting. You just need to know when they're coming up, so that you don't accidentally hit a button you don't want. They always do. They're very consistent. They do the same thing. It just depends on if you realize that they're coming and how you deal with them. A little late on that one. You can see right there when we had two enemies, two bigger sprites on the screen and a bomb, it got actually pretty laggy there for a second. And that killer keyboard solo at the end. Whew. Almost wish you didn't have to finish the level. That was a good boss kill. So 2 more levels left here. This is our cowboy western level, naturally. Or at least this first half of it. For some reason, there are raccoons and purple aardvarks or something out here. Are those tapers? If they are, thanks, Kyle, because I had no idea what those things are. Go over that guy. And here we are at this boss. This boss is another pretty simple one. It's a good level. And we're already to our last level, unfortunately. I wish I could stay with you guys a little longer. We're gonna try not to die, though, just as... That is one way I wouldn't want to stick around. I would say this level is one of the most fun... Whoop, one of the most fun levels in the game.